And there we go. Hey guys, MediaNutso here, and welcome to the special birthday edition of MediaNutso Plays. That's right. As of today is my 33rd birthday. And in case any of you are going to ask, no, I don't feel any different than when I was 32. But anyway, for today's live stream, we're going back into the world of the Pokemon Learning Room, where we'll be covering 10 more lessons from the 10 more science lessons. Now, for those of you just joined, next we'll be returning to our normal day of Saturday at a new time at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, why am I changing the start time yet again? Basically, to put it simply, it's become clear that the 3:30 time slot just isn't work. With all the interruption, given all the interruption, ends up in getting and having to stop it to take care of something for my family or my neighbor. So I figured moving it back later would really help out a lot. But enough about my rambling. Let's get to what you all came here for. And with our first lesson up for today, it will be about some dumb parts of the some. Sorry, I can't find the right words. But what I'm trying to say is, with our first lesson up to them, we'll be learning about some simple machines.
It'll be nice to relax for a little while at the Pokemon Center. Huh? Whoa. Maybe I spoke too soon.
What happened here?
I don't know, but it's not like Nurse Joy to be so messy.
Pika-pee!
May, Ash, am I glad to see you?
What happened, Nurse Joy?
Oh, just a young Larvitar trying out its sandstorm attack after I healed it.
Wow! I guess that's why we practice with our Pokemon outside or in gyms.
Well, it happens sometimes with Pokemon. I'm sure it didn't mean it. I'm just so busy with the other Pokemon, I haven't had a chance to fix the place back up yet.
Well, we'd be happy to help you clean up the place.
Yeah! Pika!
Really? That would be great.
Of course. Leave it to us.
You're the best. Help yourself to my tools. They're in the cabinet. I've got Pokemon to take care of inside.
Okay, don't worry. We'll have this place good as new in no time.
Oh, thanks. That will be a big help.
No problem. After all, you're always fixing up Pokemon. The least we can do is fix up this lobby.
Oh, please. It's my job. And I'd better get back to it. So I'll see you later.
Later.
Let's go check out those tools to see what's there.
Good idea, May. There are a lot of different tools here.
I know, but which ones are right for each job?
I have no clue.
Pika!
Nurse Joy is busy. Who could we ask?
Let's call Ciara at the Learning League lab. I bet she can help us figure out these tools. Hey, Ciara.
Oh, hi. Just give me a sec to finish this up.
Wow, look at it go.
That's so cool.
Thanks. So what's up?
We need to clean up the Pokemon Center to help out Nurse Joy. But first we need to figure out which tools we'll need to get the job done.
What kind of tools do you have?
They're right here.
Well, you're in luck. Those are all simple machines.
Machines? I thought machines had motors and engines and lots of different parts.
Sure, complex machines have those things, but simple machines have only 1 or 2 moving parts, or no moving parts at all.
Really? And simple machines can help us get this mess cleaned up?
Look at it this way. We use force to do work, like to push, pull, lift, or carry things. And simple machines help by taking the force we use and making it stronger.
Okay, so what about this ladder here?
That's an inclined plane. An inclined plane is something that tilts up or down at an angle.
And when you lean a ladder against a wall, it tilts, right?
Exactly.
Now I see what you mean about simple machines. There aren't a lot of moving parts on a ladder.
So the inclined plane helps us because we use it to climb up and down?
Right. It's pretty hard to climb up the side of a house to clean the gutters or fix a window. You would need to use an awful lot of force to pull yourself up there. But it's easy with a ladder.
Okay, but what about these nails? Is a nail a simple machine too?
Sure. Nails are wedges. That's a tool with a point or edge. Wedges are used to hold things together.
Oh, I get it. A nail can hold two pieces of wood together.
Exactly. Saws, knives, and axes are wedges too. But instead of holding things together, they cut them apart.
So, we know we have an inclined plane, and we've also got wedges. Anything else?
You have a lever too.
Which tool is that?
The crowbar. Like all levers, it's a bar that turns on a fixed point. You can slide it under something that's stuck to pry it loose.
Where's the fixed point?
That's the spot where the crowbar touches the ground. It tilts on that point.
Now we've just got to figure out which simple machine is right for each job.
Maybe you can help them. Want to try?
Very well, then. And let us move on. Ha! Gotcha that time.
First, they need to reach the top of the window so they can put the curtain rod back in place. Which tool should they use? Click on the right one.
Oh, that's easy.
That's right. They can use the ladder, an inclined plane, to climb up and reach the curtains. Now for the broken chair. The leg came off. Which tool will help hold the pieces of the chair together? That's right. They can use the nails, which are wedges, to put the chair together. Now for the last job. A picture fell off the wall and into the trash can, and it's stuck down inside there pretty good. They have to lift it back up. Which tool should they use? That's right. They can use the crowbar, a lever, to pry the picture free.
Thanks for your help. Everything is cleaned up.
Now we've just got to put all these tools away. Beep-up-bee.
Maybe you can help them do that, too. Do you remember what kind of tool nails are? Drag them into the right toolbox.
Are there any other kinds of wedges?
Sure. A door stop
Thank you very much, Dad.
is also a wedge. It helps hold a door in place. Okay, now what about the ladder? Where does that go?
I bet I can think of another inclined plane. Stairs! We use stairs to climb from one place to another.
That's right. There's one more inclined plane here, too. See if you can find it and drag it toward the right toolbox.
You're smarter than you let on.
We can use a ramp to push something heavy, like boxes or furniture, from one level to another.
Looks like there are only two tools left.
The crowbar and the hammer. They both go into the same toolbox. Can you drag them to the right one?
So they're both levers.
Yep. They both help pry things loose. So does a bottle opener. Then there are other kinds of levers that help push, pull, lift, or carry things.
What are some of those?
Brooms, oars, and seesaws. And you might be surprised to learn your arm is a lever. If you hold something in your hand, you can lift it or carry it by bending your elbow. That's the fixed point.
Yeah, that one's not a surprise.
Thanks for all your help, Ciara.
No problem. You know, I could use some help too.
Of course you do.
I've got some work to do here at the Learning League lab. Just a little cleanup and a few repairs. I'm hoping you can help me pick the right simple machine for each job. First, let's check out the supply closet to see which tools to choose. Wow, there are lots of different tools here. I know that I'll need 2 levers, 2 wedges, and 2 inclined planes. Maybe you can help me pick them out. First, click on 2 levers. You've got 20 seconds to find them.
Awesome!
Oops, not that one.
Here's what we're looking for.
Oh well.
Next, we need to find 2 kinds of wedges. Can you find them?
You got it!
Try again.
Duh.
You got it!
And finally, we'll need 2 inclined planes. Which tools are those?
Okay, now.
Awesome! Awesome!
Good job! Now that we've got the right tools, let's get to work. Okay, first I need to move those boxes on top of that platform. Which tool should I use? I'll probably need a simple machine that helps raise or lower heavy things. Click on the right one.
I will say it is nice that we actually get to see a little bit of what the actual learning lab or at least Ciara's lab that looks like.
Awesome!
I just took down some pictures, but the nails are still poking out of the wall. What should I use to pry them loose?
You got it!
Great! Now I've got to move all this dirt out of here. I'll probably need a lever. Which one should I choose?
Bingo.
Awesome!
Okay, after that, I need to fasten those 2 pieces of wood together. They're for a gadget I'm working on. A hammer will help me do that, but what other kind of tool will I need?
That would be these.
You got it!
Next, I've got to bring in a chair from the next room. But I need a wedge to hold that door open. Which tool do you think I should use?
Awesome!
And finally, I've got to get that gadget off the shelf so I can finish it. What can I use to climb up and reach it?
Okay, how about the only one left?
You got it!
Good job. Let's see if those tools help me get all my work done. Everything is done.
Those simple machines
Indeed it
really
is.
do the trick. Thanks again for all your help, Ciara.
Sure thing.
Bye!
I was just coming to check on you, but you're already done, and the place looks as good as new. What's your secret?
The right tools!
And working together with my good friends.
That's right.
That's
It
a
would
nice
take
sentiment.
a crowbar to pry us apart.
Right. Okay, that does it for the first simple machines. Now let us move on to the second batch of simple machines. Now, what's interesting is, despite being labeled as part 2, it's not really a 2-part story. It's just some separate lessons that happen to deal with two different batches of simple machines. But enough about that.
Hey, do you mind if we make a quick stop at the Pokemon Center before my battle?
Sure. My Pokemon could use some rest.
It should be right around here.
Look!
Hi. How do you like our little problem? What happened? We think the boulder rolled down the mountain during the night.
Okay, face forward Officer Jennings just looks off.
Now it's blocking the path to the Pokemon Center, and we're trying to figure out how to move it.
Hey, I bet Blaziken or Sceptile here can help. They can blast it apart, right? Go Sceptiles!
Blaziken! Let's get out of the way and let them work.
And yeah, you can tell this was after
Use
Battle
guard
Frontier.
uppercut!
Blaziken!
Maybe this is more Sceptiles kind of thing. Let's go Sceptile!
I guess I'll have to be the one. Don't worry, Officer Jenny. I've got it under control.
On the other hand, maybe we should check with Ciara. She might have some ideas about how to move it.
Hey there. Whoa, that's one big rock.
It sure is. And it's blocking the way to the Pokemon Center. We're trying to come up with some ideas on how to move it.
I mean, look at it. That boulder's huge. If only there was some way we could put it on something and maybe roll it away.
But we don't have massive equipment like that around here.
You know, there are things you can use to help make your job easier that don't have to be massive and are actually quite simple. They can have only one or two moving parts or no moving parts at all. Like for rolling the boulder away, you could use a wheel and axle.
Wheel makes sense. But what's the axle part?
The axle is a shaft that attaches the wheel to the object you want to move.
Like on a wagon, right? The wagon isn't directly on the wheel. The wagon rests on the axle.
Exactly. If the wagon was on the wheel, there'd be a lot of friction. That would wear down the wheel.
Okay, so that's it. We'll put the boulder on a set of wheels and axles and roll it away.
But we need to get the boulder onto the axle. How could we lift something that's so heavy?
How about a pulley? A pulley makes lifting or moving easier by adding a wheel to a rope. If you just pull something with a rope, you have to work awfully hard. But if you wrap the rope around the wheel, the turning wheel does some of the work for you.
That's awesome. So we need a pulley, and wheels, and axles, and...
We're gonna have to attach a rope to the boulder somehow.
A screw can help you attach things. A screw is actually an inclined plane wrapped around a shaft. An inclined plane is used to help move things. It's easier to carry or push something up an inclined plane, like a ramp or a ladder, than it is to try to climb a straight vertical surface. Now, once you have your screw made by wrapping the plane around the shaft, you can use it to hold something together. You can turn the screw, and by turning it, you can move the object.
Sounds like we're set. Let's go to town and look in a store to see what we can find and test them out.
Right.
Let's see what we have in here. Okay. Look at the fan. Click on the simple machine at the bottom of the screen that helps make the fan work. Great job! A screw holds the blades of the fan together. It helps the blades turn. Look at the crane. Click on the simple machine at the bottom of the screen that helps the crane work. That's it. The pulley uses a wheel to help the rope pull objects. Look at the wagon. Click on the simple machine at the bottom of the screen that helps the wagon work. Awesome! The bed of the wagon rests on the wheel and axle. The axle helps keep friction from wearing down the wheel. Look at the bicycle. Click on the simple machine at the bottom of the screen that helps the bicycle work. Think about what happens when you pedal. What turns? Right! You can ride a bicycle because of the wheel and axle. The wheel turns around the axle when you pedal. Look at the blinds. Click on the simple machine at the bottom of the screen that helps the blinds work. Fantastic! The pulley helps raise and lower the blinds. Look at the light bulb. Click on the simple machine that helps that work. Absolutely! The threading on the light bulb helps fasten it into place in the socket. That was great work! Now, let's look at this boulder and see what we can do to move it. Let's see what we...
Alrighty then. Let's move on to the part 3.
Here's the boulder. Now let's try some different ways to move it. Click on the simple machine you would use to get the boulder off the ground. Awesome. What action does the pulley take to get the boulder off the ground? Click push, pull, roll, or lift the boulder.
Easy.
Try again.
Oh, not pull, lift.
That's it.
You think I wouldn't be more
Click on the simple machine you would use to roll the boulder out of the path.
But that is not today. That is not the case.
That's it. Click on the simple machine that helps that work. Yep. You got it. Click on the simple machine you would use to add a little more power to help the rope pull objects. Way to go! What action does the pulley take to get the boulder out of the path?
Okay,
Click
now
push.
it's pull.
Excellent!
Hooray!
There you are. We've been trying to get rid of that boulder, but it was so huge. Now we can open the Pokemon Center again. However did you do it?
Oh, it was no problem. It was actually really simple.
Machines?
Every time a corny joke to end the lesson. But anyways, time to move on to lesson number 3. And this is actually one of the earlier lessons. And with that being the scientific method. And it also happens to feature Tracy.
Hey, I'm here in the east side of Kanto sketching the places I visit. I want to add some new sketches of Lickitung to my collection. Cool, huh? Here they come now. Huh? That's strange. Why don't the Lickitung like the apples in this area? I'm not as experienced of a researcher as Professor Oak. So if we want to investigate, we'll need a little help. Let's call Ciara.
Hey, Tracy.
Hey, Ciara. Something weird is going on in this part of Kanto. Can you help us figure out what's wrong?
I'll do my best. What's the problem?
Lickitung won't lick the apples. But it doesn't make sense why they wouldn't. Is something wrong with the apples in this area? Is there something I don't know? Or...
Whoa! Hold on! Your questions are great. You gotta write them down. That's the first step you have to take when you're investigating. You have to ask the tough questions, do your research, and then watch and learn, otherwise known as observe. So, now that you've got lots of questions about Lickitung's behavior, what are you planning to do about it?
Well, I think we want to put our answers together and try to guess why the Lickitung won't lick the apples. You know, come up with a possible reason.
Right on. That initial guess is called a hypothesis. It's what you're thinking, so make sure you write it as a complete sentence. Okay, so next you have to...
Find out if it's true?
You got it. You have to see if it's true by testing out the hypothesis.
Yes, if we're going to do that, we should make a plan. Think about what steps we're going to take to test it out.
In other words, you want to set up an experiment.
Yeah! Now, I bet step 4 should be...
Not so fast. When you plan your experiment, everything in your experiment has to be exactly the same, except the two things you're comparing. That's what scientists like to call controlling the variables.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. If there were other differences in the experiment, there might be other reasons for what we see happening.
You know it. You gotta be fair. And after you plan your experiment...
I know I can do this. I promise we'll follow all the steps.
Okay, you can do it. But don't forget to write down what you observed during your experiment. Every itty-bitty detail. Because you never know what's going to happen. And you also never know what you'll see that might help you come up with a conclusion.
Yes, our final conclusion. That's how we see if our hypothesis was right.
Exactly. And that's it. You're done. You know, when you investigate by following these steps, it's called the scientific method.
Wow, that sounds official.
Hey, you're conducting a real deal experiment. Now you go on and work that scientific method.
Thanks a lot, Ciara. I can't wait.
Good luck.
Okay, we're now ready to investigate.
I'm surprised they resisted having CR say, get down with your bad self. Because that wouldn't date this one at all. Not a problem. There we go.
Start with step 1. I'll write down what we need to find out. Learn more about lick-a-tongue behavior. Taste the apples here in this part of Kanto. Find out if anything unusual has happened in this area during the past month. And find out what other Pokemon are in this area. If you don't agree with something on my list, click on what you think isn't important to find out right now. Yeah, I guess it isn't important to find out what other Pokemon are in the area right now.
That is correct.
How are we going to learn more about the Lickitung? You know, what they like and what they don't like. I know, the Pokédex.
Lickitung, the licking Pokemon. Whenever Lickitung comes across something new, it will unfailingly give it a lick. It does so because it memorizes things by texture and by taste. It is somewhat put off by sour things.
What information here do you think is most important to our apple mystery? Let me know by dragging the key phrase to my work pad. Yes, that's it. They don't like things that taste sour. I wonder how the apples taste around here. They're usually very sweet. Ah, they're sour. This is weird. I wonder if other weird things are happening around here. Let's check what the weather's been like. Wow, the weather was very weird here last week. Check the weather map. See? The weather in this area of Kanto is usually around 70 degrees. But do you see the day that looks really different? Click on it.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, can you believe it? Day 3, it was 32 degrees. That was a cold snap. I've got a hypothesis. How does this sound? The sudden cold weather on day 3 caused the apples in this area to turn sour. Let's test it out. Plan an experiment. We'll take 2 apple trees. We'll make it really cold around one tree, and we'll keep it warm around the other tree. And then we'll make sure everything else is exactly the same. That way, we'll know nothing else is influencing the results of our test. Now, where in Kanto can we do the experiment? I got it. I sketched a bunch of places. Let's see if any of the locations will work for this experiment. Drag and drop them to the flashing rectangles. Remember, you want to keep things fair and equal, right? Try to find 2 meadows where there are no differences between them. Remember, you want to keep things... That looks good to me. They're exactly the same. Now, how are we going to create a cold snap in one of the meadows? Ice. We can put blocks of ice around the tree in one of the meadows, and that will be the meadow with the cold climate. And then we'll put 5 Lickitung in that meadow. Let's see. If we put 5 Lickitung in the cold meadow, how many Lickitung do you think we should put in the warm meadow? Click on the number of Lickitung you think would be right in the warm meadow. We have to make sure everything in our experiment is definitely. We need to have 5 lickitung in the warm meadow. Exactly the same number as in the cold meadow. Okay, let's start our experiment. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, and I just gave each lickitung oranges. That's how we'll know all the lickitung tasted the same thing at the same time, just before they go in the meadows. Okay,
Good, very
here's
good.
the next step in our experiment. This is the meadow with the cold climate. Let's observe the lickitung. I'll take some notes. Did you see the lickitung do any of these things? Click on what you saw. Now let's observe the lickitung in the warm meadow. I'll take some more notes. Ready? Really different, huh? Did you see the lickitung do any of these things? Click on what you saw. The lickitung licked the apples, seemed to like them, and they were happy. Okay, let's look at our data. It seems to me the lickitung licked the apples that had turned sour from the cold weather. But the lickitung in the warm weather loved the sweet apples. So I'd say our hypothesis checks out. We can conclude these apples in this area turned sour in the cold weather, and that's why the lickitung didn't like them. I don't know about you, but I feel like a real researcher now. Thanks so much for your help.
Oh, very good.
I think you're ready to do your own investigation.
And definitely acting much smarter than he ever did during the Orange Island arc.
You guys did a great job solving the apple mystery.
Look, and now we got a special treat here.
Now I have a friend who has asked for your help.
Pretty please with sugar on top.
Yep.
Help
actually go.
me.
Yep.
Well, they
Interactions
can't help you
with
unless they can see you.
interactions
Come
with the
out
mission
and show them what's
guides.
wrong, Ada.
And that
can't.
which rarely
Come
ever
on, Ada.
happens.
They can handle it.
Ah!
Well, that is
See,
interacting
I
with
told
each other,
you.
not just
Come on, I
Ash in
was
the game.
just kidding. It doesn't look that bad.
It's horrible. My hair is green. You gotta help me. I went swimming in the pool today, and then after I put in conditioner like I normally would. And now it looks like this.
So we have to figure out why her hair changed color. I mean, what's up with that green?
I know pool chlorine can sometimes turn hair greenish, but this isn't greenish. This is straight up green. Is it possible the pool did this?
Let's find out. Okay, what steps do we need to take to set up a complete experiment? What do we need to do? Stick to the steps of the scientific method. Drag and drop the 5 parts of the scientific method from the list and put them into order. Yeah! You got it! Yeah! You got it! Yeah! Great! Now that we have the scientific framework, let's fill it in with our experiment. Click and drag the lines into their proper place. But since no one likes to do extra work, make sure to choose only the things that would be most useful in our experiment. Yeah! Yeah! Try again. Try again. You got it!
There we go.
Yeah. Try again. You got it. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. You got it. Way to go. Now, let's look at the results
Oh, where did she
and draw
get
a
that lab
conclusion.
coat? Oh, alright, it's hers.
It seems that chlorine might
But even still, you never see her wear this again. So drink it in.
affects Ada's hair and tints it green. But whoa! The hair conditioner she used turned her hair bright green.
I don't get it. I've used that hair conditioner every day for the past year.
Hey guys, don't mind me. I'm just looking for my soccer
Again,
fan face
drink
paint.
it in.
What you up to? Ah, what happened to your hair, Ada?
This conditioner.
Hey, that's my green face paint. How did you find it?
Oh, no! It was by the mirror where my hair conditioner usually is.
Oh, then this is yours. I grabbed it by accident this morning instead of the face paint. Don't worry, it'll wash off in a few days.
Then let's see how you'll like having green hair.
If it's any consolation, my face is extra greasy.
Well, looks like the conclusion was just some confusion. Thanks for all your help. Ugh. Hey, that actually looks kind of cool on me.
Alright. Now let's go on to our first burp. And when we come back, obviously we're gonna be taking a look at 3 more lessons.
I have 3... Awesome!
Can
Totally.
And we are back. Sorry, but I apologize for the background noise. I was just finishing eating. But enough about that. Let's get done with lesson number 4, in which we will be seeing how weathering and erosion work.
I'm getting tired. How much higher does this hill go?
How much longer? I don't want to miss my next contest.
Let me check my map.
What?
Whoa.
What's the problem?
When do you use a
I
map?
don't see a
You always
hill
use the
in this
Poké
spot
nav,
on
Max.
map. I'm sure it can't go much higher.
Max! Are you okay?
Yeah. I just hope the map is okay.
Let me see this map. It looks like there's a river we're supposed to be following.
I don't see... Oh, wait. There's a river.
That's weird. On the map, it looks like the river should be closer to us and going straight.
Are you sure? Hey, all the writing on this map looks kind of funny. Like something from an old book.
Look, it says it's from Ye Oldie Mappy Shoppy. Where exactly did you find this map, Max?
I found it in this really old book in the Pokemon Center.
Max, how oldie is this mappy?
Nurse Joy thought it might be 200 years old, give or take a few years.
Why did you bring a map that's 200 years old?
I thought it was really cool looking. And it's not like the land is going to change, right? Isn't it cool?
No, the land probably did change.
Well, how could it? If the land was going to change that much, then wouldn't it be something big that we'd know about? How do you move a river? How do hills appear?
I think we need to find out, or else we're never going to make it to the contest.
Let's call Ciara and see if she can help us figure it out.
Hey guys, what's up? Are you collecting antiques, Max?
What? Oh, the map. It's kinda old, I guess.
What we're trying to find out is whether Max's old map is still in use.
The map doesn't have hills, and we climbed a hill. It shows a river that's supposed to go straight here, but look, it curves way over there.
Why would someone make a map
So much
that's
so
wrong?
that they're not showing it
right
to
at the
us.
time it was made. The land around you can change in 2 types of ways. Big events like earthquakes and floods can cause sudden, dramatic changes. However, little changes also take place every day that we don't see until years and years later.
Like what?
Take those hills. They probably were small enough 200 years ago that the mapmaker didn't bother to put them on the map. But after 200 years, pieces of rock or soil could have built them up.
How did that stuff get there?
Pieces of rock or soil are moved from one place to another by a process called erosion.
But how?
Well, do you feel something in the air?
Do you mean the wind?
That's exactly right. Wind helps erosion take place. It can carry fine particles of soil and rock and then drop them in a completely different place.
How can that add up to a hill?
Well, it's not much at first, but it does seem windy around there. It's probably that way often. Imagine that wind picks up some soil, maybe some light sandy soil from near a lake or a shore. It carries that soil and drops it over here. That keeps happening every single day for a year. 1 year turns into 10, then 20, then 100, then 200. Now what was once just a small hill is a bigger one.
Oh, I see. In 200 more years, will this hill be even bigger?
Probably.
What about the river? Did it really change direction?
It's possible. Go take a look at the water. What do you see?
I just see water.
Wait, there's some shiny, glittery stuff.
You found it.
Yay! What did he find?
Those sparkly things you see are particles of rock. The water is filled with them. Like wind, water carries them from place to place. That's erosion.
Where does all the stuff come from?
Let's think back to the beginnings of the river. Most rivers begin high in mountains. Long ago, large amounts of ice melted and water came rushing down the mountain. The water raced fast and powerful, carving a path into the land, picking up bits of rock, soil, and sand as it made its way across the land.
But why would the river change direction?
When the river's young, its path is clear and it moves fast. But as more and more stuff gets in the water, it slows down. The sand and soil and rock don't move as fast and start to fall to the sides and bottom of the river. The material that settles in the riverbed is called sediment. After a while, the sediment may pile up more on one side of the river than the other. Then the water is forced to move in another direction. The river changes its course.
Wow. In another 100 years, will this river be in a totally different place?
Maybe. Or maybe it will have gotten so bogged down with sediment, its flow will slow down to a trickle. It might become just a little stream.
I don't get something, though. Aren't rocks heavy? How can wind and water carry rocks?
That's because of a process that wears down rock. It's called weathering. Weathering can turn a giant boulder into a tiny pebble.
How?
Water is one way. As water rushes over pieces of rock, it rubs it away and breaks it into pieces. Wind also. And temperature can have a big effect on rock.
Like hot and cold?
Exactly. Suppose you have a huge slab of rock on the side of a mountain. It has a crack in it. During the day, water seeps into that crack. That night, it gets cold. The water freezes. The chunk of ice needs more space than the water, so it pushes against the rock. The crack gets bigger. The next day, it starts over again. More and bigger cracks appear in the rock. Dirt gets into one of the cracks and plants begin to grow. Their roots need room. They push the rock apart more. The rock breaks apart into smaller and smaller pieces of rock. That's weathering.
Oh, and then erosion takes over and carries the rock and stuff away.
That's right.
So all this erosion and weathering takes a really long time, right?
It does. But over time, the erosion and weathering can make real changes to the land you see around you. Let's take a closer look at these slow changes.
All right.
Look at the before and after pictures and click on the process that took place. The rock didn't move, but it did change size. Try again. Right. Water is one method of weathering. The waves passing over the rock wear it down and make it smaller. Look at the before and after pictures and click on the process that took place. Right. Erosion is when rocks or soil are transported from one place to another. Wind carried more rock and soil to make this hill taller. Look at the before and after pictures and click on the process that took place. Right. Water is a method of erosion. Water carries soil, sand, and rocks that can build up its banks until the river changes direction. Look at the before and after pictures and click on the process that took place. Right. Rain can weather rocks. Sometimes rain even carries chemicals that can wear down and change the composition of rocks. Look at the before and after pictures and click on the process that took place. Right. Water is a method of erosion. This river carried so much sand, rock, and soil that it all built up and blocked the river's path. Look at the before and after pictures and click on the process that took place. Right. Weathering changes the size of the rock. Cold weather helped break this rock apart. That was great. Now let's see if we can change a whole landscape with erosion and weathering.
Alrighty then. Let's see how you did. Let's see how it's done.
Click on the different parts of the landscape.
Up. There we go.
Click on the different parts of the landscape. Watch what happens. Then tell whether the change was from erosion or weathering. Good job. Try again. You got it. Correct. Try again. Good job. Right on. Right on.
So if we want to get to May's contest, maybe we should toss
that was
this map,
easy.
Max.
But even though it doesn't quite work as a map, as a way to see the history of the land, it's pretty good.
That's true. I think it's cool to see how it looked here long ago.
And see how it's changed now.
All right, but let's try something new that will help us find our way.
Yeah, but we do have the PokeNav. I guess we could have used it in the first place.
Yeah,
right.
you should have.
Silly.
Click on the different parts of the landscape.
Of course, it had to be one that
Watch what
starts up on
happens.
its own.
Then tell whether...
But
So if we
disregarding
wanna get to
them,
May's contest,
let's move on
maybe
to
we should
tides and
toss
waves.
this map.
Oh, and it happens to be it features Misty.
Totally awesome. You're really getting it, Azuriel. Azuriel! Azuriel!
Cool moves. Your Azuriel sure is getting strong.
Pikachu!
Seems like your training with Azuriel's going well.
It was going great, but the waves went flat. They were nice and big a little while ago.
Maybe tomorrow.
I guess. But how am I supposed to know if they're going to be big or not?
I don't know. Hey, look at Pikachu. Pikachu was sitting there a minute ago and not getting wet at all. I wonder what happened.
The tide must be changing.
Weird.
Azuriel!
Don't worry. Why don't we call Tiara and see if she knows about this?
Hi, Ash. Hi, Misty. What's up?
I really want to help my Azuriel learn how to surf, but the waves went flat. I really want to keep training my Azuriel. Is there a way I can tell what the ocean will be like tomorrow?
Sure there is. Have you checked the weather?
Well, it's sunny and clear. You'd think that'd be good for training.
True, but it's the wind that can affect how big or small waves are going to be. The longer the wind blows, the bigger a wave will be. When the wind blows over the ocean surface, it tries to pick up some of the water and causes it to rise. Gravity pulls the wave back down, but the momentum from the wave's energy pushes the water back up, making even more waves.
Wow, all that can happen just from the wind? Achoo!
That's right. On a windy day, you'll have bigger waves, and on a calm day, you'll have smaller waves. And if you've got a steady wind, one that keeps blowing and doesn't let up, then you'll get some real big waves.
Cool. So is that why Pikachu got wet standing at the edge of the water, even though Pikachu didn't move? The wind made the waves come up on shore?
Not exactly. What you're describing sounds like the tide. The tide is caused mostly by the gravitational force between the moon and the earth. Tides start far out in the ocean and then move toward the coastlines, where they appear as the rise and fall of the water's surface.
The theory probably applies to our world. Oh, so the beach would look like it's getting smaller?
Another indication that
At high tide,
the Mission guys live in a different
universe.
universe.
Pulls things together in the universe, kind of like a magnet's force can pull two objects together. It's the gravitational force of the moon that causes the ocean to bulge out in the direction of the moon. But another bulge occurs on the opposite side, since the moon is pulling the Earth away from the water on the other side. So as the Earth rotates, our position changes in relation to the moon. When your position on the Earth and the position of the moon are in line with each other, that's high tide. And when your position on the Earth is perpendicular, about 90 degrees from where you see the moon, that's low tide. The tide usually rises for about 6 hours and then falls for another 6 hours because of the Earth's rotation. So most coastal areas experience 2 high tides and 2 low tides every day.
Awesome. So you only have to wait 6 hours until the next high tide.
Let's explore some more to figure out the best ocean conditions for training Azuriel.
All right. Okay, let's get to it.
Can you figure out when the tide will be high or low? Rotate the Earth to create a high tide. That's right. When the moon is in line with my position, I'll experience a high tide. When will the tide be low? Rotate the Earth to create a low tide.
Oh, by the way, you couldn't do a silhouette of Ciara's figure. Instead they used the generic trainer instead.
That's right. When the moon is perpendicular to me and the beach, I'll experience a low tide.
Now, can you help me work on training Azuriel to surf with waves?
Choose the picture of strong wind or weak wind to create the waves she needs.
Misty needs big waves to train her Azuriel. Can you help her?
You got it. The stronger the wind is, the bigger the waves will be.
Actually, I need even bigger waves than that. What could give us bigger waves?
Choose the picture of wind blowing for a longer time or wind blowing for a shorter time to create the waves she needs. Try again. Remember that the longer and stronger the wind blows, the bigger the waves will be.
Oh, what was up with that recording though? That was much lower quality than the rest of it.
You got it. The longer and stronger the wind blows, the bigger the waves will be.
And now I want to go swimming. But I want smaller waves. What would cause smaller waves?
There it is. Did it again.
You got it. The weaker the wind is, the smaller the waves will be. Can you figure out when the tide will be high or low? Rotate the Earth to create a high tide.
Wow. Hey, let's move on. Right, now on to the third part.
Awesome! I'm ready to start training my Azuriel again. But different moves call for different conditions. Will you help me?
Now, how would you create similar conditions to the ones Misty needs? Rotate the Earth and drag the wind over the ocean to create the ocean conditions needed.
Misty needs big waves and a high tide.
Bing. Oh, there.
You got it.
Yeah.
Misty needs small waves and a low tide.
Now we're getting somewhere.
You got it. Misty needs small waves and a high tide. Awesome! Misty needs big waves and a low tide. Awesome!
Thanks, you guys. Now I know how to use the tide and waves for optimal training. I can't wait to use Azuriel for my next battle at Cerulean Gym.
Azuriel!
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, and in the future, Pikachu won't get all wet from the high tide.
Pika!
Maybe we could all use some more training, especially now that the wind is picking up.
Well, except for me. I'm pretty much an expert on ocean conditions.
One.
A wet expert. Awesome!
Okay, enough about that. Now let us move on to our next lesson, which will be all about mixtures and solutions.
Whew, that was some hard practice today. I'm exhausted.
Pig-happy.
Me too. And hungry. Brock's going to make dinner like always. Shouldn't we do something too?
Yeah, but what?
Well, Brock's the best cook, so how about we make something to drink?
That's a great idea. Let's see what we've got.
Let me think about what Brock likes. How about grape juice? Is there any grape juice?
I don't think so.
Hey! We have it?
No, but I've just had a brilliant idea. We don't have grape juice, but we do have grape jelly. Why don't we mix that together with water to make grape juice?
Okay, that is a pretty good idea. Let's try.
Here's
Yeah,
some water.
but that's not how.
And
But
here's
that's
the
not
grape
how you
jelly.
make grape juice.
Okay, now I'll just stir this together.
It's not stirring together. Stir harder.
I'm trying. You try.
That doesn't look so good.
Let me try it.
Does it taste
Don't say.
grapey?
No, it tastes like chunky water. Gross.
Let's add some more.
I wonder if there's something else we need to add to it to make it work.
How about calling Ciara? She might have some ideas. Scientists know a lot about mixing and making stuff.
Good idea.
Hey, how's it going? What's this? Brock's not in the kitchen?
We're trying to make a surprise for him.
But it's not working out too well. We wanted to make grape juice by mixing together some grape jelly and water.
But instead of grape juice, we're just getting chunky grape water.
Oh, well that doesn't sound too delicious, does it?
It
You've
doesn't.
got a mixture when what you want is a solution.
What's the difference?
A mixture is any combination of materials that are mixed together. Like when you toss together a salad, that's a mixture. Mixtures are held together by physical means. That means everything in a mixture is really just sitting next to each other. Nothing happens to the materials when you mix them together. Their physical properties don't change. For example, look at those salad ingredients. You have lettuce, tomatoes, and carrots. Now mix them together.
Okay.
Take a look. Everything is mixed together, but the lettuce is still lettuce, the tomatoes are still tomatoes, and the carrots are still carrots. If you took them all out of the bowl again, they'd be the same as they were before they started.
So you can separate all the ingredients in a mixture, and they're still the same as they were before they were mixed.
That's right. Mix it together, take it apart. It's all the same. Cement is another good example. Cement comes in a powder form. It's made up of all kinds of ground-up rock and sand. When water is added to it, the mixture dries into the form in which it's poured. But you can smash a piece of cement and it will break up into small pieces of the same rock you started with.
Cool!
And of course, your grape jelly water is a mixture. As you discovered, mixtures don't make very good drinks because the ingredients never really blend together. They might look mixed for a little while, but usually one ingredient is heavier than the other. They separate and some sink to the bottom.
Yep, that's our grape jelly water.
Now, a solution is a mixture where the substances are completely mixed together. Remember, all substances are made up of tiny, tiny particles called atoms. When one type of atom bonds with one or more other kinds of atoms, they make up molecules. Each substance in a solution is made up of its own group of molecules. When the substances in the solution are mixed together, each group of molecules makes room for the others, so that all the molecules are evenly distributed throughout the solution. In a mixture, there might be some molecules here, some molecules there. In a solution, they are all spread out the same way.
So what's the way to tell if something is a mixture or a solution?
Often, you can see the difference. Try this. Fill 2 glasses of water. That's what we call the solvent, the substance that's going to do the dissolving. Scoop 2 spoonfuls of salt into 1 glass. Now see that plant over there? Scoop 2 spoonfuls of dirt from the plant into the other glass. The dirt and salt are the solutes. They're the substances we are mixing into the solvent and are hoping will dissolve. Now stir your solutes into your solvent. Stop. Wait a few seconds.
Yuck!
Double yuck.
When you stir the solvent and solute together, the molecules of the solvent begin to shift out of the way. They make room for the molecules of the solute. The molecules of the solvent, don't forget, the water is the solvent, keep moving until the molecules of the solute, that's the salt, have enough space. The molecules in the solute break up into smaller pieces. They dissolve, so they can fit into the space made by the solvent. The molecules of dirt don't break up into smaller pieces. There isn't room for them. They just sink to the bottom.
So when the molecules in the solute break up to dissolve, does that mean they're changing into something else?
Nope.
Like the molecules in a regular mixture, they still are made up of the same stuff. The lettuce molecules stayed the same whether they were mixed with the tomatoes and carrots or were left by themselves. The molecules in a solution are still the same molecules. They just make themselves smaller so they can all spread out.
Can you make a solution out of anything?
You can try. You can mix liquids with a gas. Soda's a good example of that. The liquid of the soda is mixed with the gas carbon dioxide, which gives the soda its fizz. There are solid solutions, but they usually start out as a mixture of liquids, or a mixture of a solid in a liquid. A change in temperature or pressure can turn a liquid solution into a solid solution. You can melt two metals, such as copper and silver, mix them together, and then let them cool into a solid. That's a solution.
Can you take a solution apart?
Yes, but you have to work a little harder than with the regular mixtures. For starters, you can put too much solute into the solvent. Every solvent has a point at which it can no longer make room for all the molecules of the solute. That's called the saturation point. When the saturation point is reached, the extra solute separates from the solvent.
So if I put a lot more salt in a glass of water, some of it would sink to the bottom?
Exactly. You can also separate a mixture by changing temperature or pressure. For example, when you open a can of soda, you're dropping the amount of pressure that was holding the carbon dioxide and liquid together. The carbon dioxide fizzes and escapes into the air. That's why soda goes flat after a while.
I always wondered why that happened. Now I know the solution.
Haha, not funny.
You can also separate a solution through a change in temperature. If you boiled a solution of salt and water, the water would boil off into vapor, and there would be salt left in the bottom of your glass. Evaporation can also take apart a solution. If you left the liquid solution out for a while, the water and the liquid would evaporate off after a while, leaving nothing but solids.
So mixtures are anything mixed together. They can be separated, like by hand.
Yes, mixtures can be physically separated.
And solutions are where the molecules are evenly distributed, and you can't just take them apart. You have to do something like change temperature or pressure, or add too much solute to separate the mixed up molecules, right?
Right. Now let's test that out.
Whew!
I have 3 different food colorings here, red, blue, yellow. Let me squeeze 2 drops of each onto this piece of wax paper here, and mix them together. Do you think this is a mixture or a solution?
I think it's a solution. I mean, it looks like all the colors are spread out the same, right?
Let's find out by separating it. Let's grab a coffee filter here, and drip some drops of our black color on it. Now let's let them dry.
They look dry to me.
Okay, I'm going to put a little water on my finger and wet each dot, and give the water some time to work.
Wow, look!
So what do you think now? Mixture or solution? Click on your answer. Think about it. Awesome. The colors we originally used were easily separated with physical means. They kept all their original properties. Let's try something else. Pour 2 spoonfuls of sugar into your glass of water. Stir them together. Look at the sugar. What happens to it when you mix it in the water? Click on the right answer. Cool. The sugar dissolves or breaks into smaller molecules when you mix it in the water. Look at the glass. Is that a mixture or solution? Click on the right answer. Excellent! The sugar molecules are evenly distributed throughout the water. That's a solution. Which is the solvent in this solution? Click on the correct answer. Excellent! The solvent is the substance that has something mixed into it. The sugar is the solute. Now let's test this solution out. Take a straw and press it all the way to the bottom of the glass. Leave a little space so you can take a sip. Try it. How does it taste?
Sweet.
Sweet!
Just like it should. After all, it's sugar water.
Oh,
now
yeah.
hold the straw midway up the glass and take another sip. Now one more try. Put the end of the straw near the surface of the water and take a sip. Okay, now at which spot in the glass do you think the water was sweetest? Click on the correct answer. Think about it. This is a solution, so think about
No difference.
Awesome.
Duh, no
Since
difference.
this is a solution,
evenly
the
distributed.
sugar molecules are distributed evenly throughout the water. It tastes the same no matter where you sip.
Should have figured it was a trick
You did
question.
a great job with those experiments. Let's see if you can identify more about mixtures and solutions. Look at the bowl of vegetable soup. Is it a mixture or solution? Click on the correct answer. Awesome.
It was obviously a mixture.
Look at the jar of water from the ocean. Is it a mixture or solution? Click on the correct answer. Awesome.
Yeah, another easy one.
Which is the solute in the sample of ocean water? Click on the correct answer. Awesome. Look at the chocolate chip ice cream cone. Is the chocolate chip ice cream a mixture or a solution? Click on the... Awesome. Look at the plate of macaroni and cheese. Is it a mixture or a solution? Click on the correct answer. Awesome. Look at the can of soda. Is the soda a mixture or a
Saw
solution?
this.
Cool. Which is the solute? Click on the correct answer. Try again. Excellent. How does opening the can separate the solution? Click on the correct answer. Cool.
And is the pressure.
Look at the glass of lemonade. Is it a mixture or solution? Cool. What would be left if you boiled the lemonade for a long time? Click on the correct answer. Excellent. So, do you know now why your grape jelly juice didn't work?
Absolutely. The grape jelly solute doesn't dissolve into the water solvent.
That's very impressive, May. So what are you going to make instead?
I know. How about a solution like lemonade? We have water, we have lemons, and we have sugar. And once we squeeze out the lemon juice, we know they'll all mix together.
That sounds like a great solution. I love lemonade.
Yep.
So do I.
Well, who doesn't
but
love
I've
lemonade?
had enough solution jokes for one day. Good luck.
Bye, Ciara. Let's get to work.
Yep. And we never get to see him do it. Well, that's a wasted opportunity there. But enough about them. Yeah, let us go on to our second break. Yeah, and when we return, we'll be dealing with three more with the last more lessons for the dumb.
Now let's try let's build the respiratory
I think we all did a great... What is the...
Go on, Pikachu.
Help Ash figure out the fun... Listen to Ash's description.
Pikachu, use...
Right. And we're back. So now let us carry on with our next lesson from cells to systems. It'll make sense as you watch.
Pikachu, use Thunderbolt!
Sorry, have my laptop on mute.
Pikachu, use Thunderbolt! Awesome job, Pikachu. We're definitely gonna win our next battle.
Pika.
Hey, Ash, slow down. Your body needs some rest.
Yeah, you'll never be able to win the next battle if you're exhausted.
Well, I am pretty wiped out because I'm such an excellent trainer.
Yeah, with this one guy just hanging, chilling out in the background.
Maybe I'll just sit down for a minute. My arms are tired. My shoulders are tired. My eyelashes are tired. Even my cells are tired.
Is there any part of you that's not tired?
My hair? No, wait, that's tired too.
I think Pikachu's tired too.
Yeah, he
Well,
should be.
maybe
He's
we
been
should
training
take a break
hard.
for now.
Your body must be working overtime.
Like how? Not now that I'm resting, right?
Well, I mean, there's a lot that goes on in there. Probably even when you're resting.
Yeah, but like what?
The stuff that it's supposed to do.
I know. Let's call Ciara and ask her what she knows about this. I'm sure she's got some inside scoop.
Hi, everyone. What's up?
Hi, Sierra. Ash is training really hard for his next battle.
Yeah, and every part of me is aching.
He was joking that even his cells are tired.
But does that mean the things in my body are working hard or not hard enough?
They're working hard. And you were on to something when you were talking about your cells.
I was? Aren't they too small to do anything much?
Cells are super important. They are the building blocks important for our bodies to function. Try thinking about it this way. What makes up the Pokemon Center?
Pokemon Center? Well, I guess nurses like Nurse Joy, and also the trainers, coordinators, and the Pokemon.
Right. And all those people and Pokemon make up an important part of the center. Without Nurse Joy, it'd be hard for it to function the right way. And everyone there has a special job to do, just like your cells. Cells are the most basic units and function of our bodies. They're like the building blocks for our body. A family of cells working together to perform a special job is called a tissue.
That's cool. What kind of special job are they doing in there anyway?
Pika-pee!
Well, there are all kinds of tissues. For example, like when you train Pikachu, what do you use if you were, say, running together?
Mostly my legs, I guess. And I need strong muscles for that.
Right on. And that's an example of a tissue. Muscle tissue.
Oh, wow! So our muscle tissue is what helps us move our legs or arms? And helps us run and train?
You got it. Muscle tissue helps your muscles move. But there's a tissue that tells your muscles when to move by stimulating them. It's called nervous tissue. It also helps you with your memory, emotions, and even reasoning. Now, what happens when it's hot out and you've just finished running?
You sweat?
That's right. And you've got another tissue called epithelial tissue all over your body to thank for that. It covers the outside and inside of your body's surface. You wouldn't want to be without it. It helps protect you, lets you sweat, lets you absorb things you need, and even sense things, like smell and taste.
Wow. It seems like tissues are involved in almost everything.
Exactly. And can you guess what connective tissue does?
It connects stuff?
Right. Connective tissue does connect things. It binds everything together and makes up a strong framework for your body. It has a lot of cool functions, too. It stores fat, moves substances, protects against disease, and helps you repair tissue damage.
Wow, there's a lot of stuff going on with my tissues today.
But what happens when your tissues get together to do an important job?
Yeah. Is it like when cells get together and form tissues?
You've got the right idea. When tissues work together to do the same job, they're called an organ.
Oh, yeah, I know. Like your heart. That's an organ, right?
Your heart, lungs, liver, even all the skin on your body are all organs. They've got hard work to do.
Even skin? Wow.
I bet our organs make up something too. Just like our cells and tissues.
Exactly. When two or more organs get together to do a special job, it makes up a system.
But what would they do? It seems like tissues and organs are already doing so much.
They do lots of things. There are 10 different systems in our bodies. So, we were talking about Ash's training and his muscles. What about all of them working together?
Would that be the muscular system?
Great job! And you can think of other jobs. Like, say, after a meal, what does your body do?
It digests?
That's right. The digestive system is made up of organs to help you digest food. And what about when you breathe in and out?
You use your lungs, And probably a lot of other things, too?
You got it, Max. Together, all those things that help you breathe make up the respiratory system.
Cool. I know a lot more about my body now. Will you help me figure out what it's doing?
Very well, then.
Listen to Ash's descriptions of what the body is doing.
Awesome. I think I've almost got the hang of what's happening inside the body.
It just jumped.
Listen to Ash's descriptions of what the body is doing and decide whether cells, tissues, organs, or systems are responsible for what's happening. Click on the correct choice.
Extra training can make your arm sore. All of your cells get together to form something to help your arm contract. What's it called when all your cells get together to do the same job?
Great job! A tissue is a family of cells working together on a special job, like contracting the muscle in your arm.
Yep, indeed they do.
I got pretty sweaty training Pikachu, but my skin protected me all day. Is skin a cell, tissue, organ, or a system?
Right! Your skin is made up of lots of tissue working together on the same job. It's called an organ.
You couldn't function without the most basic part of your body. It helps make up every part of you. They're the building blocks of the body.
You got it. Cells are the basic building blocks of your body.
Brock's cooking something that sure smells good. What helps your nose sense smell?
Try again. Remember that your nose is made up of something special. Its job is to sense what's going on around you. Try again. Remember that your nose is made up of something special. Its job is to sense what's going on around you. Right. Tissue, like epithelial tissue, helps you sense things like smell and taste.
You have lots of organs inside your body. When two or more get together to do a special job, what do they make?
Great job. Two or more organs working together make up a system.
The human body is pretty awesome and made up of lots of tissues. But what comes together to make a tissue in the first place?
Cells working together on the same job make a tissue. Great job!
When you run really fast, your lungs work hard. What else could they be called?
Terrific! Organs, like your lungs, are made up of lots of tissues working together.
Sometimes your organs get together to perform the same job, like all your muscles put together. What does it form?
You got it. A system is made up of two or more organs working together on the same job.
Awesome. I think I've almost got the hang of what's happening inside the body. Ready to try a bigger challenge?
Listen to Ash's descriptions of what the body is.
When is there
awesome.
never a bigger challenge?
Help Ash figure out the functions of the body.
That was awesome. Now I know what my body is doing.
Again. Hey,
Help
I don't
Ash
control
figure
the
out
finals
the
does it
functions of
itself.
the body. Look at the outline of the body and determine what's going on inside it. Drag and drop the word cells to the correct space provided.
Ready? Let's go! Awesome!
Drag and drop the word tissues to the correct space provided.
Awesome!
Drag and drop the word organs to the correct space provided. Excellent! Drag and drop the word systems to the correct space provided.
Awesome!
Help Ash figure out the functions of the body. Look at the outline of the body and determine what's going on inside it. Drag and drop the word cells to the correct space provided.
Ready? Let's go! Awesome!
Drag and drop the word tissues to the correct space provided. Excellent! Drag and drop the word organs to the correct space provided. Excellent. Drag and drop the word systems
It
to
almost
the
got me
correct
there.
space provided. Excellent.
That was awesome! Now I know what my body is doing when I'm training really hard.
Yeah, but do you know how to make your body win the next battle?
Sure. Besides, my cells, tissues, organs, and systems will figure it out. They're pretty smart.
But what if your eyelashes get too tired again, Ash?
Well, I guess I need to let the cells that make them up rest for a while.
Of course. But enough of that corny joke. Let us move on to our next lesson, which will deal with the circulatory system.
Go on, Pikachu. Remember, practice makes perfect.
Skinny, keep going! This is gonna help us at our next contest!
Hey, I know you guys are the trainers, but don't you think you're pushing them a little too hard today?
You can never prepare too much for a battle.
How about if you all tried doing the same race your Pokemon had to do?
Ludicolo!
Yeah, let's do it!
Ludicolo! Whoa. My heart is beating so fast.
Mine's doing the same thing. It's like I can actually hear it. How
So
come
much
it goes
so that your
fast after
eyebrows
we
have
finish a
disappeared.
training session?
If we find that out, it can only help us prepare for a battle. Ciara knows everything about why our bodies work. We should give her a call.
Hi there. What's happening?
We just finished a training session and all noticed how fast our heartbeats seem. But it's not always like that. Should we be worried?
That's actually a good sign, Ash. That's your heart working hard.
Ciara, I think the sight
Of
of you
course
is
he
causing my
was.
heart to beat.
Thanks, Brock. But a heartbeat is actually your heart pumping blood through your body.
But it's going so many times. Does that mean there's too much blood going through my body?
Oh no!
Pika!
Ludicolo?
No, you need all of that blood to keep you going. But if you're talking about blood and beating hearts, you gotta drop some science about the circulatory system.
Like a circle?
Well, kind of like a circle, in that everything keeps on going. And each part needs to do its job for the whole system to work. A problem with one could make the rest not work so well.
Sounds like the ultimate team battle.
It is, Ash. Here, look at the big-time players on Team Circulatory System. Bringing oxygen into the heart, it's the lungs. Carrying the oxygen from the heart to the rest of the body, it's the blood. Carrying blood away from the heart, it's the arteries. Carrying blood to the heart, it's the veins. And the player you've been hearing so much about, at the center of the whole system, it's the heart.
That's a totally impressive team you've got there, Ciara.
Well, it's up to each person to make their insides work the best they can. Exercise and eating right makes the circulatory system run smooth and stay together.
So if you're lazy and eat bad stuff, you might have some problems in there.
You got it, Ash. Eating healthy and exercising regularly helps make each part of the system stronger.
Gotcha.
You see, when you exercise, the blood moves easily through the veins and arteries to keep everything clean. There is something called oxygen in the blood that the lungs bring in. Every time you breathe, you're taking oxygen from the outside and bringing it inside. That oxygen gives your body power.
The blood's job is pretty important.
Actually, that's only half its job. On the way back to the heart, it cleans up anything that could be dangerous in your body and brings them back to the heart to get cleaned out.
Well, I think the lungs are doing a great job as well.
They are, May. Without the oxygen they take from the air outside, the blood wouldn't have a job to do.
They totally need each other. Right, Ciara?
That's true. Now, see those tubes? Well, when the blood travels away from the heart and into the body, they travel through a tube called an artery. On its way back, when it's cleaning, it travels through a tube called a vein.
Those are totally like tunnels to travel through.
So everything has to go through
The heart!
You are just as good of a team as the circulatory system. The heart is at the center of it all. It takes the oxygen that your lungs bring in and sends it out through your arteries and your blood, then brings it back through your veins. But even though the heart is at the center of it all, everything around it needs to be clean and healthy for it to perform what it needs to do.
That is so cool. I'm going to listen to what my heart tells me to do.
Well, taking care of yourself on the outside helps things on the inside.
You've got to think of your team.
Yep, like too much junk food can eventually start to clog the arteries and veins, making it harder for you to get oxygen.
That I'm going to make sure I get enough exercise so my system runs smooth.
So now that you know what's up with the circulatory system, I could use some help with this model of the circulatory system I'm building for students here at the lab. Want to help?
Sounds good to us. How about you?
You're great team players. Let's get started.
Go.
What is the part of the circulatory system that is responsible for bringing oxygen from the outside into your body? Awesome! The lungs help you breathe and take in oxygen. Okay, now what part of the circulatory system carries blood away from the heart? You're totally getting it. The arteries carry blood away from the heart. Arteries away. What part of the body is responsible for bringing blood to the heart? You got it. The veins bring blood to the heart. What is responsible for pumping blood throughout the entire circulatory system? That's right. The heart beats to pump blood throughout the circulatory system. Which part of the system is responsible for carrying the oxygen to the body and then cleaning up whatever mess is left behind?
That would be the only thing that's left.
You got it. The blood transports oxygen and nutrients and helps fight infection. You're doing great. Let's test out the model, okay? Drag the activities into the circulatory system that can help how it runs. To get it running perfectly, you'll have to get 100% on the heart meter. Awesome. Nice work.
Why no one needed to guess this one.
Nice work. What is the part of the circulatory system that is responsible for bringing oxygen from the outside into your body? I think we all did a great job. Building the model, but there seem to be a few things that aren't working. Can you do me a favor and help me fix whatever problems it may have in time for my class?
Click on the flashing light to fix each of the non-working parts.
Okay, what can we do to get the heart beating faster?
All right! Click on the flashing light to fix each of the non-working parts.
The oxygen is getting in, but there's nothing carrying it to the body. What's not moving like a river?
Try again. You got it! Click on the flashing light to fix each of the non-working parts.
Okay, now, there is not enough oxygen getting into the lungs. What should we do?
Oops, not that one.
Which is weird because that would help.
Awesome! Click on the flashing light to fix each of the non-working parts.
Oh no! The blood cleaned up an infection inside the system but needs to get back to the heart. What road should it take?
Good job. Click on the flashing light to fix each of the non-working parts.
There is not enough blood pumping away from the heart.
Good job.
That would be it.
Wow, that looks so cool.
You just made my job so much easier. I'm going to tell everyone in the class just how much you helped. Thanks for being part of my team.
Thank you, Ciara. Now we know what makes our own team circulatory system in top shape.
Speaking of top shape, it looks like our Pokemon are ready for one more team race, too.
Very good.
I'm up for it. Call it out, Max.
Ready?
I can beat you two, 'cause I'm as fast as a rapid dash.
Come on. Ready?
Nuh-uh. I'm faster than Rapidash.
Ready?
Next to me, you two look like Slowpoke.
Oh, brother. Just go. Go!
All right. Then let's move on to our the second to last lesson of the stream in the respiratory system. When you just gotta look, I do look like they have lessons for very specific systems.
Hi there. I just wanted to come over and check in with you two. Looks like you're planning a party. How's everything going?
Hi, Officer Jenny.
And
We're
yet
blowing up all these
again,
balloons
then another
to
moment of
surprise our friend
Brock
Ash. He's on his way back from winning a big Pokemon battle.
of which we will never get to see.
Help us?
What's wrong?
Nothing.
He must be nervous.
I just have hiccups.
Try holding your breath. Sorry, I have to go continue the rounds. I'll check in again later.
Good. Come back for the surprise party. Officer Jenny gave me hiccups.
No,
And you
She-
don't say.
didn't.
Yes, she must have. It was the power of her loveliness.
Brock, you think everything is caused by girls. It's because you were blowing up balloons. I think it has to do with your lungs.
I don't have a problem with my lungs. It's girls.
Yeah,
Well, let's see.
Bonsai's
Why
got
don't
the
we
right
call
reaction.
Ciara to see what she thinks.
Hi there, May. Hi, Brock. Look at all the balloons. Looks like someone's getting ready for a party.
Hi, Ciara. Well, we're trying to blow up balloons for the surprise party for Ash, but Brock has the hiccups.
Hi, Ciara.
I think Brock got the hiccups from blowing up balloons.
And I think I got the hiccups because of Officer Jenny.
I see. Well, you have good timing, because one of the things I'm working on at the lab is a model about the respiratory system. First, I'm building this model, and then I'll use it to run a computer simulation about breathing.
Cool.
Hiccups are caused by a spasm in the diaphragm muscle. The spasm allows air to rush into the lungs, and your glottis, that's this part here, closes up and causes the hic sound you hear.
So why the spasm?
Actually, a lot of things can cause the spasm, like being nervous or excited, and sometimes it just happens on its own.
What happens normally, like in a normal person?
Ha ha.
Well, May, we'd be talking about the respiratory system. It works with the circulatory system like this. The respiratory system is how we breathe in fresh air, which has oxygen in it, and then let out the stale air, which has carbon dioxide in it. First, the diaphragm flattens so the lungs can expand as we inhale air through our mouth and nose. Then the air travels down this tube called your trachea.
Is that called your windpipe?
Yes, it is. On the way down the windpipe, or trachea, Tiny finger-like projections called cilia capture bits of dust or dirt in the air. Then the windpipe divides into two tubes that are called bronchi.
Look, one for each lung.
That's right, one for each lung. The bronchi split off into many smaller tubes called bronchioles.
Wow, there's a whole bunch of them, like tree branches.
Kind of. They're very tiny, though. Each tube is only as thick as a hair. The ends of the bronchioles are covered with millions of little teeny air sacs called alveoli. The alveoli each fill up with air, like little balloons. This is when your lungs feel full.
Oh, so the alveoli are like little balloons, balloon trees.
Or they look like broccoli. Get it?
I guess it does look a little like that. Once the air you've inhaled reaches your alveoli, the circulatory system gets in on the action. The alveoli are covered in little blood vessels called capillaries. The heart sends blood cells through the pulmonary arteries to the capillaries to pick up oxygen. The pulmonary veins take the blood, now with oxygen in it, back to the heart.
So arteries carry blood away from the heart?
That's right, and veins always carry blood back to the heart.
So where does the carbon dioxide come in?
Good question. The heart takes the oxygen out of the blood and sends the carbon dioxide and other waste gases back to the lungs through the veins. When the blood cells enter the alveoli, they drop off the bad air at the capillaries and then they pick up the oxygen to take it back.
Wow, it's a whole cycle.
What does the diaphragm do now?
Well, now the lungs are filled with all of the old air, so the diaphragm pushes the air back out.
The same way it came?
Yep, back through the bronchioles, through the bronchi, through the trachea, and out through the mouth and nose. You may have noticed your breath is warm when you breathe out. That's because it's been in your body.
And we don't even have to think about doing this.
That's right, and we breathe about 10 to 20 times per minute.
That's pretty cool.
Hey, now that you two know how the respiratory system works, want to help me finish my model?
Sure.
Will it stop my hiccups?
Let's build the respiratory system model. Answer these questions so I can make sure all the pieces work. What is the other name for your windpipe? That's correct. Your trachea is often called your windpipe. Click on the major organ that expands and contracts as you breathe. Excellent! Your lungs expand and contract as you inhale and exhale. Click on the part that connects the trachea to the lungs. Very good. The bronchi connect the trachea to the lungs. Good job. The alveoli are the little balloon-like sacs. What takes stale air away from the heart? Try again. That's right. The pulmonary arteries take the stale air away from the heart. What carries the oxygen-rich blood to the heart? Good job. The pulmonary veins take the oxygen-rich blood from the lungs to the heart. Excellent work. Let's build the respiratory system model.
Right, and then once again on to part 3.
Now,
again, to repeat, I can't control the window changing size. That's just for some reason that's just how the files play.
Now let's try the computer simulation. Use your cursor to move an oxygen molecule through the respiratory system maze. You have to move the oxygen molecule in the correct path according to how we breathe in both the respiratory and the circulatory systems. At each stage, there'll be a question for you to answer. On the exhale, you need to navigate the carbon dioxide molecule back out. Answer the question. Try again. Exactly. What do the cilia do in the trachea? Exactly. What is the name of this part? Good job! What happens at the alveoli? That's right. What takes oxygen-rich blood to the heart? Try again. Good job! The pulmonary arteries and pulmonary veins are part of what system? That's right. How do the alveoli work? Exactly. What pushes the air out of the lungs? Try again. That's right. Great! Thanks for your help. Now my computer model is set to run tests.
And now we know all about the respiratory system. Like, I didn't know that we breathe 10 to 20 times a minute, or that the respiratory system worked with the circulatory system. And now I do.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah,
Ciara.
everyone does now.
By the way, how do I cure my hiccups?
Well, people have a lot of home remedies, but sometimes hiccups just go away on their own. Good luck. See you later.
Really?
Ash,
Yep, that'll definitely do it.
Hey, we were supposed to surprise you.
Pika, pika.
I think my hiccups are gone. You cured
Hiccups?
me.
That's a
Now
funny way of
let's try
saying
the
hiccups. Right. But enough about them. Let's get... Now it is time to set borrow up the last lesson of the stream, in which we'll be taking a look at the Earth's axis.
All right. Look at the three. Is it?
Excuse me there.
Is it me, or have we been walking for hours and hours?
It's not just you. We've been walking for hours.
Munchlax seems to like the sun now. It's been running around all day.
And its feet are very fluidly animated.
Pikachu.
Why don't we take a break now? We can eat, and Pikachu and Munchlax can rest a little.
Look, it's probably nice and cool under that tree. Come on. Stay here where you're out of the sun. Get some rest. You'll need it. We still have a long way to go.
Pikachu.
What's for lunch?
Okay. First, we have some of Brock's famous sandwiches.
That
why are
look
they
no
famous?
different from every other
Because
sandwich
I
he's
made
made.
them.
Okay. What else?
Iced tea and some cupcakes. How's that?
Sounds perfect. Let's eat.
That was delicious. I'm gonna go check on Pikachu and Munchlax. They're gone!
Where did they go?
I don't know, but we better find out. Pikachu!
Munchlax!
Let's start walking.
Pikachu!
Munchlax!
Pikachu!
Munchlax!
Munchlax! Where are you?
Come out!
I have cupcakes!
Pikachu!
Oh, good.
There they are.
Where were you?
I told you to stay there. Why'd you leave?
Pikachu.
You were sleeping.
Pika.
Then suddenly it got really hot.
Pikachu.
There was a lot of sun. You got up and moved.
But we left you under a tree with lots of shade. What happened?
Pika.
Let's go back and see what happened to the tree.
They were right. The shade is gone.
How did that happen?
That's so weird. Should we ask Ciara if she knows why that would happen?
Yeah, good idea.
Hey there! Wow, look at that sun. I bet it must be hot there.
It is. That's why shade is important.
But shadows can help keep us cool if they move.
Oh, your shade disappeared.
But how?
Shadows are made when an object gets in front of a source of light. The tree was the object, and the sun was the source of light. A shadow moves when either the object moves or the light moves. In this case, the tree moved.
What? The tree moved?
Are you sure the sun didn't move?
Absolutely. Let me explain how things work here on Earth in our solar system. Earth follows an orbit, or a path around the sun. The sun never moves. Anyway, as the Earth travels around the sun, it too is rotating or spinning.
Spinning! It's probably like that here too. So how does everything stay in place?
2 reasons. First, gravity pulls everything down to the Earth's surface so that everything rides with the Earth. Second, it's a smooth ride with no bumps in the road. The Earth moves so fast at a steady rate that you can't notice it's moving.
That must be fast.
Pikachu.
About 1,040 miles per hour. It takes the Earth 24 hours to make one complete turn. During that time, each part of the Earth goes through day, then night. Parts of the Earth that face the sun have daylight. At the same time, the other parts of the Earth that are turned away from the sun are having night.
How does that work?
See the shadow under that tree? Go stand at the edge of it so that your back is in the shadow and your front is in the sun.
Okay.
So your face is warm from the sun and your back is cool in the shade, right?
Uh-huh.
So to speak, the front of you is feeling day and the back of you is feeling night. Now make a half turn.
Got it.
Now your back is in daytime and your front is in the nighttime.
I get it. For every place that is having daytime, some place on the other side is having night.
Exactly. The Earth moves through a whole cycle during that 24 hours. As an area rotates towards the sun, we have what we call sunrise. The sun isn't actually rising, it's just that that part of the Earth is moving into place to face the sun. As that area keeps rotating, it gets the full direct force of the sun's rays. That's what noon is like. But the Earth keeps moving, and that part of the Earth begins to turn away from the
high
sun.
noon.
That's sunset. Once it moves fully away from the sun, it's night.
So all the shadows here are moving as the planet turns away from the sun.
Exactly. Oh, hold on a second. I had to go close a window. It was getting kind of chilly here in the lab. Brr.
Cold? It's hot here.
Oh, that's another part of rotating life here on Earth. Picture this. An imaginary rod runs through the Earth from the top to the bottom. The imaginary rod is called the Earth's axis. So when we say the Earth is rotating, it is rotating around the axis. But, get this, the axis doesn't run straight through the Earth. If it did, each half of the Earth would get 12 hours of sun every day. Instead, though, it actually is tilted at an angle. That means that as the Earth travels around the sun, some parts get more hours of sun than other parts at the same time. The parts that face the sun will have more hours of direct sunlight and therefore get really warm. That's called summer. Meanwhile, the other side of the Earth gets fewer hours of sun, and since they are tilted away from the direct rays of sun, even the days aren't that warm. That's winter, and it's cold.
I'm glad it's not that cold here.
Unless you're in the shade. Hey, let's take a look at the Earth and its rotation.
And what she forgot to mention is when you're through this evil.
Look at the 3 pictures of the Earth and Sun. Click on the one that shows why there is day and night. Look at the 3 pictures of the Earth and Sun. Click on the one that shows why there is day and night. Remember, the Earth has to move in a way that makes sure parts of the Earth get sun every 24 hours. The Earth's orbit around the Sun takes 365 days. Try again.
Oh, duh.
Awesome! As the Earth orbits the Sun, the rotating action makes sure that parts of the Earth get sun every 24 hours. The Earth has an axis that it spins around. Click on the picture that shows the Earth with the right axis. Great job! The Earth's axis is tilted, so the Earth has different seasons. The tilt means that at different times, some parts of the Earth get more hours of direct sun than others, creating summer. Others get less hours of direct sun, causing winter. Click on the part of the Earth where it's day. That's it! The part of the Earth that's facing the sun is experiencing
that's how you
daytime.
get spring and fall.
Click on the part of the Earth
autumn.
where it's night. Absolutely! That part of the Earth is facing away from the sun and is getting no light.
Oh, I get it. It's all about the axis and rotation.
In that case, let's really get into day and night. Look at the 3 pictures of the Earth and Sun. Click on the one that shows why there is day and night.
No, just this once. Never mind then.
All right. Look at the picture of the Earth. Click and drag a line through the Earth to show its axis.
Wow, it did it again.
All right. Look at the picture of the Earth. Click and drag a line through the Earth to show its axis.
You got it!
Look at the diagram of the Sun and the Earth. Watch the Earth travel around its orbit. Click and drag the picture of Ciara onto the part of the Earth where it's daytime.
Why don't she says her own name instead of click and drag me onto the one?
Awesome!
Now, click on the part of the Earth that gets the least amount of the Sun's direct rays. Brrr, must be winter there.
You got it!
That's got it.
Let's get moving again. Click and drag Ciara onto the part of the Earth where it's night.
You got it!
Look at the arrow on top of the axis. It shows the direction of the Earth's rotation. Now, click on the part of the Earth where the sun is setting.
You got it!
Let's get moving again. Click and drag Ciara onto the part of the Earth where the days are longest.
Try again. Awesome!
Click on a place on the Earth where the sun is rising.
You got it!
Cool! Now I get why the shadows keep moving. It's because everything in front of the sun is.
My legs!
Oh, you're right. You two haven't eaten anything yet. Let's go.
Oh, no!
What is it?
I guess we rotated right into the direct path of the sun. The iced tea isn't icy anymore. And the cupcakes are, well...
melted.
Oh, I'm sure they still taste fine.
Right.
I hope so.
Come on, let's rotate out of the sun and find some shade before everything melts completely.
Look!
Nice try, but you'll need to move pretty fast if you're trying to keep up with the planet's rotation.
Alright, all flubs the sun. Alright, that'll do it for this birthday edition of MediaNutso Plays. Now, next week we'll be going back into the humongous entertainment library to put way two more of the Putt-Putt games. Putt-Putt enters the race, and Putt-Putt joins the circus. And also, so next time we come back to the Pokemon Learning League, we will be covering the last 7 lessons of the science section. And again. Sorry, I was trying to think about what to say next. But until then, this is MediaNutso saying thank you all very much for tuning in, and